Yeah, I'm angry because I want us to win games.
They've spent over 200 million. They're currently 8th in the table.
If managers previous to him have won things and been sacked, you have an owner that doesn't question situations too often because he'll make the decision before it turns really bad.
Months ago on the channel, we put a video, 5 things Lampard has to do to stay at Chelsea. He ticked every box of that. He stayed, and we got top 4 and everything I wanted in that season. Hopefully, he'll watch this and listen to this as well, and then everything will go right this season. Yes, guys, welcome back to another video, and welcome to Iron the Ball. It's been a long time, but today we are back with another video in 2021, and we will be doing 5 things Lampard has to do this season so he can keep his job at Chelsea. But let's get straight to it. Dream front 3 this season was meant to be Timo Werner in the middle, Pulisic on the left, and Hakim Ziyech on the right. Due to injuries, we haven't seen that once, except in Krasnodar when we ran riot and won 4-0. Now, I'm not going to blame Lampard for this because you can't do anything about injuries, but we have insane squad depth. So when you have squad depth, you should have cover up for every position, which is what we have. So when Hakim Ziyech goes injured, you don't put Christian Pulisic on the right, because Christian Pulisic is a left winger. He can play there, but he's not more effective there. Playing for one game, I don't mind that. But he's played Pulisic for 3-4 games in a row when Ziyech is out. And I can tell you one thing, Frank, it's not working. So play Pulisic on the left, because when he has played there, he's most effective. He only scores on the left. He only assists on the left. He's still good on the right, but he definitely creates the most on the left. He's like a creative spark there. You can't get past him. No one can tackle him. And that's where he works best for himself and for the team. So that's one thing on the attack Lampard has to fix. The other one is the one us Chelsea fans find the most angry, Timo Werner. Type it up on the internet, ask anyone. Timo Werner is a striker, right? Lampard, so why are you playing him on the left? I know Ziyech has been injured, but why don't you play Pulisic on the left and Werner in the middle? Just why not? I mean, Werner is obviously a striker. He scored so many goals in the Bundesliga. You may say, oh, that was the Bundesliga. He's played Werner once a season at striker against Southampton when we had a fully fit team. Let's see what happened there. Oh yeah, he scored 2 goals and played absolutely amazing and got an assist. Werner is a centre forward for a reason, because he is an amazing goal converter. He is clinical. People say he's not been clinical because he's playing on the left wing and he drifts in the middle and we're exposed on the left, and Timo has to play in the centre. So you may be thinking, if Werner's not going to play on the left and we can't have a Giroud or something, well, Werner costs 60 million. He's young. I love Giroud. He's a great player. He should definitely be our backup. However, Werner needs to be in that position. Pulisic needs to be on the left. When Ziyech is out now, you're saying, who do we put on the right? That goes on to my second point. Point number 2 is a lot more specific. We're going to be talking about an individual player who I feel is not getting enough playing time. Probably one of our underrated players. He's only 19. He's Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's very young, actually. You know, he's been playing for so long in football. We feel like he's a 23-year-old. This guy's younger by 2 years than Reece James. He's 19 years old. He's still got a lot of potential. Every time he plays, he brings something to the game. He brings more energy. He came on against West Brom. We came back from 3 goals down to draw 3-3 against Arsenal. We may have not come back, but he definitely got that goal for us. And he definitely created more chances. If he had a clinical striker in the middle instead of Tammy Abraham, we could have easily turned that game around. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I don't want to start him. He's still nowhere near the level of our attack. However, he is an amazing backup and definitely a player for the future. He's not going to want to stay there. Bayern Munich are knocking on his door every transfer window. As this one opens now, they'll be knocking on it again. They want this guy. They do anything. They'll get loans with option to buy. They'll just do loans. They'll pay 60 million because they know how much potential this guy has. And not many managers have been able to see that in this football club. Frank Lampard is the only manager who brought things from the youth, so I don't know why he's seen the potential Callum Hudson-Odoi has. I'm not saying to start him, however, every now and then, when Ziyech is injured now, play him. This will not only be the best for the team, it will allow Werner to be a striker, it will allow Pulisic to be the left. It kind of gets everyone together. So Callum Hudson-Odoi, I want to see more on the pitch, and Frank Lampard has to do that because Chelsea fans want to see him for the future. A lot of Chelsea fans love him because of his playing style, and we all want to see him. So we'd like to see Callum Hudson-Odoi more on the pitch. The third point is to play the midfielder Kai Havertz. He got COVID-19 very hard, which is one of the reasons he's been performing so badly. But let's be honest, we spent 90 million or whatever it was for this guy. He was the most expensive summer transfer window signing. He was the most expensive signing in Chelsea Football Club history. So Lampard has to be playing him. I know COVID hit him hard and he's been tired, but Havertz loves football. We saw in the Bundesliga, he's always had bad patches. Obviously, it wanted to do with his health. However, the best way to probably shake it off is to play him and let him run it off, because Havertz has shown his quality with Chelsea. He's been delivered the most criticism, but I think he's done an underrated job. He's been this underrated player. He's been played everywhere: right wing, cam, centre mid, CDM, striker. So just play Havertz at cam and just give him a good run of games, Frank. Get him back in there. He has that brilliant chemistry with Timo Werner. Let that come back together. And just behind that front line, as a cam, I would love to see him that. And that's what Lampard has to do as his third. But let's go on to the fourth now. Number 4, sorry the photo isn't very clear, but it's to free up the squad, space in the squad. This January transfer window is now open, and I don't think Frank Lampard will be looking to buy much players. However, we have a very packed squad in the attack, midfield and defence. Squad depth has lots of positives. However, it gets to this point where there's players that I don't want to see playing, and Lampard is sometimes being forced to choose them, so I think they have to go. One of the first ones who are going to be first on this list for me has got to be Andreas Christensen. We have Fikayo Tomori. For some reason, Christensen is being picked over him. I like Tomori a lot more. All Chelsea fans do. I'm not saying to start him. He's not there yet. However, just play him when we need a backup. Like against Villa, why are we playing Andreas Christensen, who's a baby who just goes on the floor and is a clown? So sell him. Get him out of the club. Marcos Alonso, we don't need any more. You got Ben Chilwell as your first, and then Emerson as your second. This is what I mean. There's these players who are just in the squad for no reason, so we might as well get rid of them. Those are, I guess, the only two. The attack, we have a lot. However, they're all quality players who I think we need to keep, especially with this positioning thing. He needs a lot of options. And here is the final one of this fourth point of the 3 players I think he should transfer list. It's Jorginho. Now, this is a one that may concern a few. However, Jorginho, whenever he plays, prevents Kante from playing in his defensive midfield position. Kante plays amazing. They're best DM in the world, let's be honest. And one of the best midfielders in the world when he plays there. Jorginho prevents that. Jorginho isn't a good player anymore. He gets good passes. His penalties are terrible now. So he's just basically a good passer. We have Mateo Kovacic is way better than that. We have Billy Gilmore is also a good passer. He's probably better than Jorginho. He wants to move to Serie A. Give it to him, Frank. He's old. We don't need him. Free him up space to put Kante in the DM. Then you can play with Havertz and Mount as the 2 cams. And you can get Mateo Kovacic in. Then you can get, Billy Gilmore in even more. It free up space, and this is what I mean. But let's go on to our final point now. 5th and final point is to get the fans back on his side. Now, as much as these are my personal opinion, and I'm going to back Lampard, I want to make that clear. These points are on behalf of the fan base on YouTube live streams of Chelsea, in the chat and everything. I've seen Chelsea fans rant about these particular things. These are also my personal opinion as well, so it's not completely, but I'm just saying that a lot of fans feel this way. So the fans play such a massive part in the football club. If they're going to back Lampard, Roman Abramovich is a tough man to please. He's most likely to keep them if the fans are happy, If they're not happy, it just kind of makes Abramovich's decision about Lampard's future a bit easier. So Lampard really needs to get that by doing all these things. Last season we were singing super Frank. This season some fans are singing a bit different. I still think he's super Frankie Lampard. Others don't, and that is the majority of the fan base now, let's be honest. But what they really need to do now is to get the fans back on his side by doing all this stuff. But that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, please as always leave a like, subscribe and smash that bell to get notified for when we upload all our videos. You've been watching Eye on the Ball, and I'm out.